What's up, guys? Hold on. What's up, guys? It's Japa Rico here. We're gonna start our live. Let me just check if the the sound is okay. How can I check the sound? Hold on. Just need to check the sound, mic, camera. Just 1 second. Just 1 second. Recording, mic. Yes, sound levels. Where can I find my sound levels here? Options, window, camera, interview, overlays, preference, sound effects, sound levels. Oh, okay, I found it. Yes. Okay. So is the sound okay, guys? No problem? All right, sound is good. Johnny De Paula said sound is good. Okay. Okay, so let me, I think it's okay like this, right? Yeah. All right, so let's start from what we did last week. Let's take a look at the markets. We have we have a few positions that we are making some money. It's really good. And we haven't lost, I think we lost 2 weeks ago. This week, so far, we haven't lost anything, so it's okay. So we keep on the track of making some money this week, and probably next week too. We just reached the TP1 for one of the positions this week. We are about to reach another TP1 for a second position, and possibly also the TP2 for another position. So let's take a look at the first of all, New Skin, guys. So New Skin was on this zigzag pattern. We opened the position. We opened two positions at $48.84. And we were predicting this zigzag pattern would develop in the following days. And this was open, I think, in the end of February. And you guys can see we're about to reach the TP1, the first take profit in a few days. The stock market closed, New Skin closed at $52.46. Our first target is set at $53.50. Let me show you on the platform. So here is our TD Ameritrade. You can see that we still have these 4 positions of New Skin open. Our first target is at, as I said, we have, the first target is at 53.50. Second target is set at 58.16. And that's for New Skin. For Neo, guys, so we have the first position, we already closed it with a profit. Let me take a look at let's go back to TD Ameritrade. But before that, let's put some music here. Yeah. I think, is it okay with this music? Is it okay with these sounds, with this background music? Or you guys want me to increase the music volume? If you guys want me to increase the music volume, just let me know. Tutor Mais, he said it's almost 1:45 in the morning, Brazil, in the state of Minas Gerais. Here is it's just after lunch. It's almost 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Okay. So I think you guys are okay with the music, right? So let's continue. Maybe I will, okay, let me just lower. Okay, I'm just lowering the music. Okay, I think okay, like this, right? So let's go back to the charts. So I have here, just showed you guys New Skin. Let's take a look at Neo, guys. A lot of people were talking about Neo this week. So we reached our first take profit, and we are waiting until our TP2, okay? This has a lot of potential to go up in the following days. And you can see, guys, that there is no accumulation of volume close to the dragon. So that means there is a high possibility that we'll go even beyond the dragon at the 50 EMA. Probably is going to go beyond that and cross it and keep going until it reaches the previous high somewhere at this point. Okay, so we can reach the previous high somewhere at this point. So I'm predicting that it's more likely that something like this is going to happen. Also because you can see that this price was reached at least 3 times with 3 tops. So it's more likely we are going to get close to that period, to that price soon in the next following days or weeks. Okay, so it's going very well with Neil. Let's take a look at Palantir because I was talking to Camille. Camille was asking me about Palantir, so let's take a look at it. Here I have Palantir. So Palantir, it's also, you don't see accumulation of volume, okay? But you can see here there was like a huge rally to this point. So it's also likely that this is a zigzag pattern because it went all the way down, okay, to here. It's more likely this will continue. As you can, I'm not sure if you guys remember the textbook explanation on the PVSRA textbook, but it's written there that sometimes it goes even like lower. So the correction may be lower than the dragon, okay? And we don't have, because Palantir is a relatively new stock, we don't have the 200 EMA plotted because it hasn't happened yet. Like we don't have enough data for the 200 EMA to be plotted. As you can see, it just started last year and by the end of September. At the end of September, September the 30th, okay, last year. So yeah, so we don't have the 200 EMA, and we don't have the 233 EMA either. So you don't have like a lines like here somewhere, so because we don't have enough data. So it's more likely, I would say that because we don't have that data, like it's not, how can I say, it's not that certain, okay, because we can't see the 200 EMA. But still, there is a high probability that this will keep going up again. So, but as I said, the zigzag pattern is not very clear. Like if you compare it to NEO and Tesla, I would say it's more clear than Palantir. But this is, I think it has a lot of, it's very promising, I would say. I think Palantir has a lot of potential to go up again. So if there is any accumulation later in the following weeks, okay, if we see some accumulation, then would be a great time to enter. Like I wouldn't enter now because we already made some money with Palantir before. There is no accumulation for us to enter again, okay? So as I say to you guys, I always say if there is accumulation on like close to the 200 MA, we can identify that accumulation, then we can open a position. If not, we don't do anything because we don't, like, we only enter when all the criteria, and there are multiple criteria, right? There are multiple criteria in PVSRA for us to enter to take the trade, and there is nothing that would allow us to take the trade right now. So we have to, I would wait and see. Okay, so I would wait until some accumulation of volume, some clue that would tell me that the market makers are going to take that step ahead. So huge volume at some points, Johnny De Paul is saying. Yeah, so once again, if we go back here to Palantir, yeah, he's right. So he's saying a huge volume some points. And then you can say that if here, there was a huge volume on, let me see. So here, right? Huge volume with 2 consecutive bars. So that were 2 days in a row. So 2 days in a row, and price was being traded here, just below the dragon. And after that, there was another push down, and it couldn't pass below this level. Okay, and this level was 20, around $20. Okay, 20.54, so around $20. It couldn't pass below that value, that price. And after that, price has gone all the way back to the dragon again. Okay, I would say I would still say there is a huge potential, not huge, but there is a big potential that this would go again on the uptrend. Okay, we'll continue the uptrend, just that we are not going to take the trade right now. It's not very clear, right? So we're still going to wait on this stock, and we don't have to be in a hurry because there's so many, right? There are so many, like there are thousands of stocks that we're looking at, so we don't have to be in a hurry. There are other stocks that have a better potential to go up. Okay, so we are going to focus on those ones. Johnny De Paula is saying uneasy to calculate the ATR. To create the take profit and stop loss stocks was a thing most personal. Yeah, but so another reason is because we don't have enough data. Like, of course, like even though we don't have enough data, even though we don't have the 200 MA, I still took this trade a few days ago because it was, well, at least to me, it was clear, right? But then, and especially because we had accumulation of volume on the first day that we had it. Remember, if you guys watch me, if you guys are always watching this channel, you will remember what happened. What happened was that when we took this trade, there was a huge accumulation here, and then I took it, okay? And the reason is because if you look back, if you look left to the left part of the chart and you look at the past data, you'll see that there was a lot of accumulation here in this phase, and it's being hit in this price multiple times. A lot of times it was accumulating under around this area, that I would say. Okay, so I would say that there was a lot of accumulation at this area here. So once I had accumulation of volume and price didn't move with this doji, that's where I took the trade, okay? And I was right because it went all the way back again to the dragon. We hit our TP1, we made some money, and then eventually it went against us. And then on the second position, we hit the break even, okay? So which we didn't lose any money after all. Right, so one position hit the break even, the first position hit the first target, so it's okay. So that was the trade for Palantir. Let's take a look at Corsair. So Corsair is the one that we hit the stop loss, and we lost money on both positions. We had two positions open, and we lost money on both of them. And it hit the stop loss because this was a stop hunt, okay? Went all the way down here, it hit our stop loss, we lost money, and we're not holding any positions on this stock, Corsair Gaming. So if there is any accumulation of volume, we may enter this position again. If it's not, then we don't enter. Also, this stock doesn't have the 200 MA, because it's a relatively new stock. Oh, you can see September, third week of September of last year, they IPO this stock, so there's not enough data for us to analyze the 200 EMA. Let's take a look at other stocks. Tesla, guys, Tesla. A lot of people have been asking me about Tesla. And Tesla here, it was not a very nice entry. We did enter because I didn't go all the way back to the 200 EMA to show a rejection. Like it showed here, but it was not clear to us. I still thought it would touch the 200 MA and the 233 MA to do something else after that. So that's why we didn't enter this stock. If we had entered, we would have made some money because the price now is being traded at this level, but we haven't. So let me even get rid of this. I want to erase this because this is not something that we predicted. So as you guys can see, we didn't enter that stock, and now price is close to the dragon. It's touching the dragon. So I think we are not going to take this trade. Tesla was not very clear to us when compared to NEO. And I said that a few days ago when we entered NEO, right? So when we entered NEO, we said, oh, NEO is much more clear than Tesla for us, okay? It was very more easy to analyze. So Tesla, we are not going to take this trade. We're going to wait to see if there is any, if price bounces back again to the dragon, to the 200 EMA, and if there is accumulation there, we may take this trade. If not, we are not going to take that trade, okay? So that's the one for Tesla. Let's take a look at the S&P. So now I have S&P. Here, as you can see, it's being it's being on this uptrend for a long time. Okay, so as I said, for S&P, anywhere that you enter, you would have made money if you, well, if you knew how to manage, of course, if you knew how to manage the stop loss and always enter after it hits this trend line, you would have made some money there. Okay. And well, the Standard & Poor 500 is something that you can, if you spot this trend line, you can see that it's always like it's been trending already for a few months now, right? Yeah. The same thing is happening to the Hang Seng Index. Okay, so we go to Hang Seng Index. And then you can see more or less the same thing is happening to the Hang Seng Index, and now it's hitting our support. Okay, I would say that on daily chart we can think of going long again. Okay, so as you can see here, a lot of like 1, 2, 3, okay, 4 times I would say. So 4 areas of accumulation along the dragon, the 50 EMA. So that would be, I think, on Monday, that would be a nice, I would say a nice restart for us to go long again on the Hang Seng Index. This is more likely, it's more likely that something like this would happen, okay? Of course, I'm only talking about technicals. I have to double check with the fundamentals, but for Hang Seng Index, I would say that it's more likely this trend will continue. Guys, let's take a look at Apple. And the reason why I want to talk about Apple is because it's very close to the 200 MA, and I see potential to go long here. Let's see if there is any accumulation that probably will take place in the following days or weeks on the 200 MA. So once we have anything accumulating here, I would say would be a very good timing to go long on this stock. Yeah, so let's take a look at the weekly chart. So you can see what happened and this was here, it was 3 years ago. It was December, okay? So almost, yeah, not even 3 years, like would be like would be like 3 years ago, 1920, yeah, less than 3 years ago, yeah, because this is December 17th 2018, and you can see huge accumulation of volume, notable volume, and then prices stopped right here on the 200 EMA. After that, what happened was this huge rally that you can see, right? So there was this huge rally. As you can see now, we are having a correction, okay? So we are having a correction on the weekly chart. So watch out on the daily chart, guys, because if you watch out on the daily chart, what we want to see is an accumulation on the dragon, because you can see that after that, after this accumulation of volume on the 200 EMA, there were a lot of times that this stock made a bounce back, like a correction again to the dragon, but it wasn't to the 200 EMA on the weekly chart. It was on the weekly chart, it was always, okay, since this time, after this one that bounced all the way back to the 200 EMA, after this time, you can see that once, twice, okay, and now almost 3 times is coming back to the dragon. So I would say that this time as well, it's more likely you go back to the dragon here, and after that is going to do another push up, okay? And then continue on this uptrend. So once we identify this on the weekly, okay? So once we know this on the weekly, we change it back to the daily chart, and we are going to wait until a correction to the 200 EMA, okay? That's how we trade. Okay, so that's how we trade. So we wait until correction to the 200 MA. We look for accumulation of volume with notable volume on the volume bar, and that's when we go long for Apple. Okay, we've been waiting for a while, and it's okay, guys. Okay, if it's not the correct timing, we don't enter, right? So on the daily chart, let's take a look at when was the last time we had accumulation. And you can see that here it went a little bit lower, right? So it went a little bit lower to then continue the trend. And you can see that there were multiple times here when we had this. For example, if you look at this, okay, huge accumulation of volume. And you can see that price struggled to go below this level of the 200 MA. And what happened after that is price went all the way up to the dragon. And probably if we entered this one, we would have hit the TP1, okay? So we would have hit the TP1 somewhere here, and then we would have stopped and break even for our second position, right? And then after this, there was this stop hunt, I would say, because it went below the 200 MA, right? Like some people would say this is a breakout. Then that's why in PVSRE we don't say breakout, right? We don't say breakout because according to the textbook of PVSRE, you guys have learned that the correction may go even below the 200 MA. Okay, so this is very well clearly explained on the textbook. You just have to read the textbook again if you didn't get that one. So you have to understand that sometimes it goes even below the 200 MA to then continue on the trend. Okay, and if you maximize this, you will see. Okay, you just have to maximize it. So you'll see that this green bar with notable volume, it took place just being between, right? Just between the 200 EMA, the 233 EMA, and the dragon, the 50 EMA here, right? So it took place here, which means that this shows some kind of uncertainty, right? To then go all the way down here. But then the thing is that although this volume was big, okay, we still didn't consider this volume as notable volume, but you can see that this volume is big, right? So look at the volume here, it is a big volume. And after that, price went again on the trend. And here there was another notable volume just forming under, just above the dragon, and then continue to be on an uptrend. Okay, so that's one thing that I want you guys to understand about the structure. Okay, so never forget that this can go even below, right? So which means guys that for once again this could go a little bit below the 200 and the 233 because we are aware of what happened before, right? So we are going to wait until there is some accumulation, and then we go long on this stock. Okay, and once again, I want you guys to understand that Apple does that sometimes, so we have to be aware of that. Okay, and another thing that I was paying attention to is even on the daily chart, because guys, as you can see, You can see other times here when price was, let's maximize this. So price here, guys, you can see that here, right? None of this time you would go long. Why? Because here you can see that the trend was a bearish trend, and you can see that price has been traded below the 200, okay, for a while. So this time is a bearish trend, so we wouldn't go long, right? And some of us would go short. I know that some of us would short the stock at this time frame here, along this period, okay? And once again here it happened to be like that, okay? So this is something, right? So if you analyze the stock from what happened at around this, okay, so around here to all the way around, almost like around here, I would say. So this time, right, so it was clearly on an uptrend, okay? If you take the 200 EMA as a baseline, okay? So if you consider the 200 EMA as your baseline, you see that this is a very clear uptrend that took place 2013 to 2015, okay? So right now, I would say that if you compare those with this, we are also on a very clear uptrend here. And this follows the, well, more or less it follows the S&P 500, okay? Let's see if we can plot it here. So, yes. So here I plotted the S&P 500, and you can see that more or less, yeah, so Apple, I would say the growth would be way more, okay? But both of them, you can see that they are on an uptrend, okay? Let's see if we have any questions from our audience. So Johnny DePaulo is saying, Tesla explodes at high averages in last months. Nice, yes, that's really cool. And then I was even surprised that because I was reading about what's his name again, the Elon Musk, and they said that Elon Musk made more money trading Bitcoin than selling cars. And even though the growth of Tesla is exponential, right? So that's really impressive. But anyways, HSI, okay. Johnny DePaula said he likes the classic jazz background music. Oh, thanks. Okay. Let's take a look at Bitcoin. I don't understand Bitcoin much, to be honest with you. I'm really bad at predicting Bitcoin prices. I don't really understand what's going on all the time with Bitcoin. Wow, okay. So double top here, right? At around 57, 58K. And well, I'm going to invite Cyril, the guy from the CYRW channel, to talk about Bitcoin again, because he's the Bitcoin guy. He knows about crypto. And let me ask, I'll try to invite Julian Beltran. He's a specialist in cryptocurrencies. He speaks Spanish, but he can also speak English. So I'm going to invite him to talk here on my English channel. Let's see if we can invite those two people to talk on this channel again. I'm also talking to another specialist of cryptocurrency from the US or Canada, I forgot, but somewhere in North America, and it's more likely that he can also participate in the channel, participate in the live sometime soon, and I'll keep you guys update on those things. Okay, so I think that's all for today, guys. Thanks for watching. Thanks for being. Oh, yeah. So I haven't. Yeah. Okay. I forgot to show you guys this. So Bitcoin all-time high. We can see that there was two double. So it was a double top here, right? So the double top has just been formed, and now it's doing a little bit of a correction. So I don't really know much about Bitcoin, to be honest with you. Every time I try to predict Bitcoin prices, I always get it wrong. Really bad, sorry. But I'm going to invite those guys to participate, and hopefully they can tell you more, give you more insights about cryptocurrencies. Okay? So thank you so much, and I will see you guys in my next live. Thank you. Goodbye. Goodbye.